So when I walk out of a movie and I'm looking over my shoulder to see who is following me or who's walking towards me in an odd fashion, and I'm essentially creeped out, I'm thinking the movie did its job. Yeah, I'm thinking the movie did its job. Here we go.
Jay, I'm sorry.
Help.
You're not gonna believe me, and I need you to remember what I'm saying. This thing, it's gonna follow you. Somebody gave it to me, and I passed it to you. Wherever you are, it's somewhere walking straight for you. All you can do is pass it along to someone else.
Hey, what's up guys? Steven here, and I got the chance to check out the new indie horror film called It Follows, which is essentially what I think it is, a metaphor for AIDS. I mean, it doesn't say it's that, but essentially the plot to the movie is that you sleep with somebody and you catch something, and then this something follows you until it kills you. And then if it kills you, the person that had it before you is next. Now, it's not necessarily a metaphor for AIDS, but it very much feels like it. And I kind of really dug the movie. So I don't want to spoil anything major in the movie for you, so I'm just going to say that essentially the film follows one girl as she catches the disease. I'm going to call it a disease because even if it is just a demon following you around, it's a disease. As she attempts to elude or even believe if this is true, but something is following her, hence the title It Follows. The thing is that nobody else can see it but her, and it's feels like it was set in the late 80s, maybe early 90s, from the technology that is around, from the TV to the lack of cell phones to the cars that people drive to even the way the teenagers talk to one another. To me, the standouts in the movie have to be the score, the premise, and the acting from our lead. The fact that the score is so awesome, we're talking old school 80s horror score where it's really loud and really in your face, but then they mix in some like interesting poppy elements to it. The way I described it is that think a horror version of the film Drive score. That's the best way that I could describe what the score for this movie was. And the way that the actress portrays this character who is frightened out of her ass because she doesn't know what is happening and if this is even true, hurt something. Kind of scared me. Now, don't get me wrong, the directing for this film is actually really good. I mean, it has a very old school feel to it. The panning of the camera, the way that the camera stays on something in the forefront, but in the background you see something moving. It's all really creepy. I can easily say it's one of the smarter horror movies that I've seen in a pretty long time. The movie's premise and everything blends really well together. My biggest fault with the movie was the third act, or about the last 25 to 30 minutes. Now, the movie starts off really creepy, really scary, and to me, it scared me. I mean, I was legitimately shaking. I mean, it was frightening. The idea of this actually being something, it frightened the hell out of me. Now, it might not scare a lot of people because a lot of stuff does not happen, but the creepy factor of not knowing is what actually scared me. And I really did dig that. But I feel in the third act where the characters start to do things that make you kind of wonder why they're doing these things. And then even the ending just kind of felt rushed to me. I don't know why. It just kind of came out of nowhere. And I get it. There's something in the background in the ending that kind of goes, is that it? But it's interesting, but I did not love the ending the way I love the first third of the movie. What bothered me more is that sometimes the character would do something that just left you going, wait, what? Like when she's running from this thing, she goes to like a park, and I'm like, why would you run to a park? And there's another moment where the character is sleeping on top of the car but not inside of the car, and I'm kind of like, why in the hell are you sleeping on top? whatever, it's a horror movie. Fine, you're gonna do stupid things. I get it. Those kind of things did bother me. But I think It Follows did its job. It was tense, it was scary at the beginning. Even the ending was still had some of those tense moments. Not as big and as crazy as the beginning or the middle, but there was still some tense moments in the film, and I think it did its job. A horror movie that you came out of nowhere, did its thing, and it just left you going, ooh, chills. Man, it's a chilling film. I think it did its job. I mean, that's what you had to do. You had to make me leave the movie thinking about the damn crazy shit that's happening in this thing, and the fact that it didn't make me feel dumb. It made me go, wow, this is crazy. I was looking around. I think it did its job, and for the fact that it did its job, had an amazing score for a horror movie. Holy shit, amazing score. And the fact that the acting from the main lead was actually really good, and the premise was pretty awesome and unique. Not a premise that I've ever seen before. All that included, I am going to give It Follows a 4 out of 5. I think it's a really good horror movie. Not the scariest thing you're going to see, but it's very unique, very different, and a 4 out of 5 I think is a very fair score. But that's just my opinion. Hopefully you guys comment below and let me know what you guys think of It Follows. If you guys dug the movie, if you guys hated the movie. If so, please let me know below. And let me know what indie horror movies you guys have dug. A lot of people said Babadook was amazing. I think that was really good. One of my personal favorite indie horror movies is called The Descent. It's actually one of my favorite horror movies of all time. What are some other small horror movies that you just say are amazing? Let me know below. And as always, guys, make sure you guys geek out about anything, no matter what it's about. And I'll talk to you guys later. And I'm going to try to get some sleep. Try to. Because like I said, the movie's not scary, but I think it did its job. Because I'm constantly looking over my shoulder. So, yeah. Look at me. I'm even sweating up a storm. Ah!